Welcome back to the second video in my current three-part series on using my Out of the Park Baseball Tournament Utilities app. The first video went over how to install the program and get your settings ready, and this video is going to go over my recommended workflow for downloading your files from the game each morning and getting them processed to use in the other parts of the app. If you haven't gotten your app and settings set up yet, please go back and watch video number 1, as a lot of that, what was gone over in there, is going to be really important for this and the final video. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the file structure that I use to process my app. So I have two folders that I use mainly. I have a folder for my raw data and a folder for my ready data. This ready data folder is the one that's going to be linked to your target folder on your tournament app, and it's where when you start using the template file, it's going to drop that in here from the application. This is as easy as just keeping one folder and naming them whatever you want. I usually use a naming structure of a number and then the tournament I'm using, and that's it for my ready data folder. As far as the raw data folder, I have it separated into the different kinds of tournaments you're going to see. Mainly I do daily, and so I have a folder under here for each tournament that I run through on any given day. Inside of that, I have them separated out into months, and then you'll see these are my downloaded files named with day, month format. And that is generally my file structure for downloading or for getting my data ready to go. It'll make more sense here in a little bit on why this is what I use. I also have my online data folder up. Anytime I'm getting ready to download files from Out of the Park, this is where the files that you dump are going to go into, so that you can copy them over into your folders. So when I'm getting Out of the Park ready for checking out my tournaments, I'm going to go, so this is my main team, which runs silver tournaments and low gold tournaments. So I'm going to start by going to your tournaments and then getting the filter set up for what I want to do. I will always check first to see which one I got, because sometimes I forget to download, and it's been a couple days. So right now we're going to do, we'll say Super Silver Supper. It's June. Actually, it's July. Let's make a new folder. Name it July. And we'll start with the July 1st Daily Super Silver Supper. So you'll see it here, and you're just gonna go into the tournament and open it. Once the tournament is open, you're going to want to go down to Statistics and then Sortable Stats on your screen. This will bring up a screen that looks like this. You want to go to Customize whatever view you have up by hitting Customize, and you're going to want to get it set up to be exactly what you see on the GitHub page, which is, again, linked in the videos below. Once you have that saved, I save it globally and name it Tournament Stats. You can name it whatever you want, but you're probably going to want to save it globally so that it's available throughout all of your profiles on Out of the Park Baseball. After you do that, you're going to want to make sure all players is selected, and then you're going to want to make sure that there are no splits selected in either split or double split. The reason for this is because the application is going to use the players. You're going to want to make sure that you have all your batters and pitchers in the same file, because that's what it uses to determine which files it needs to get rid of for like Joe Unknowns and stuff like that. Tournaments don't currently use splits, and it's not available, so if you set splits, you're going to get all zeros, and the app's not going to do anything for you. After that, you're going to hit Write Report to CSV. It's going to tell you which folder it went into, but if you've been paying attention, then you'll know that it's going to go into your Out of the Park Developments, Out of the Park 26 online data folder. At this point, I'm going to go into my July folder. I'm going to take that file that just dumped, which is going to look something similar to this. It's going to change depending on what you named your view, but it's going to look something like this, and you'll drag it over into your monthly folder for what you're going to do. You're then going to rename it for day, month is my recommendation. Again, that's not necessarily mandatory right now, but it may be in the future. If you're doing quicks, you're going to want to put the number of the tournament on there, which is super simple. You'll see it right up here under the name of the tournament. So depending on what system you're operating on or how your hard drives are set up, keep in mind that when you drag it from the online data folder into your new folder, it may just create a copy. For instance, both of my files here are on the same hard drive, so it just moves them. On a Mac, it may just make a copy as well. But this is a really important structure for your files. You're going to want your tournaments separated, and then you're going to want your dates on your files. The reason for this is when we process the files, it's going to look at the date to determine which files have already been processed at this point. So I run through my tournaments one at a time. So I will finish the daily silver supper before I move on to the next one. Again, just make sure all players and no splits. Usually once you do this for the first time in a day, it'll work and just stay there the whole way. But the first time, it's really important that you make sure that these are set up properly. Going to go to, going to export it. We're going to go back down to here, copy it over, and rename it. And we're ready to go over in the app. When you click on the file processing thing, you're going to see some stuff here. You'll see a new file button. You'll have a target file button, a select data folder button, and a process files button. The first thing you're going to want to do if you don't have a file set up for this tournament yet is simply click on new file. And we'll call it Daily Silver Supper. And then so if you set up your program correctly, when you hit the target file, it'll bring you to your ready data file, and you'll see the new file right in here. You'll select that as your target file. You'll then want to select your data folder, which is going to be our Daily Super Silver Supper folder, and we're working on July today. Keep in mind that you can add all of your stuff from the other months, but for today, we're just doing July. So we'll select that folder. You will not see any files in here. It's just looking for the folder. So if you're not seeing any files, that's pretty normal. You'll then hit process files. It'll run for you and instantly add those two files to your target file, which you can then go look at under ready data, and it'll be right here. So what does this do? It essentially concatenates your multiple files there. It also adds to the end this Tourney column, which is going to use the name of the file that you're using, or the name. It's going to use what you named the file as this Tourney folder, and this is going to be used for filtering and sorting, and it's also used by the program to ensure that it doesn't copy the same file in again. So just keep that in mind. Again, you're going to want to make sure that all of your files have unique names so that you don't copy the same file in multiple times. And that's it. At this point, your files are processed and ready to go, and you can start doing the more fun stuff with the app. As always, if you have any questions, reach out to me on Discord, and we'll see you next time on the third video where we're going to go over the different tools that are currently available. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you soon.